Hello, and welcome to At Your Pace Online's 6-hour class on driving safety for drivers in the state of Texas. My name is Rob Robison, and I'll be your instructor. The purpose of driving safety classes in the state of Texas is to allow drivers a method for reducing or eliminating driving points that they've received due to citations they've gotten on Texas roads and highways. This also makes Texas roads and highways safer for all citizens by reducing traffic-related tragedies and the economic burdens related to them. As a direct benefit for students, the net result is a more thorough knowledge of Texas laws and better driving record, and possibly assisting in lowering your insurance costs. We'll study the following areas: the traffic safety problem in America and Texas, factors influencing driver performance, traffic laws and procedures, special skills for difficult driving environments, physical forces that influence driver control, perceptual skills needed for driving, defensive driving strategies, driving emergencies, occupant restraints and protective equipment, and finally, alcohol and traffic safety. We'll also examine safe driving methods and awareness of traffic safety patterns around us when we're on the road. Now let's go over a few things that will make it easier for you to move through the class. This 6-hour class is presented as 5 lessons, each lasting about an hour, for a total of 5 hours of instruction. Between each segment, there will be a short quiz to evaluate your learning of the subjects presented, followed by a 15-minute break. Let's talk for a moment about moving through our course. The first thing you need to know is that you can't access a section until the section before it is completed. Second, you can go back and review any portion of the class you've already completed. Third, you can log out of the class and then log back in and pick up where you left off. Fourth, once you begin a quiz, you must complete it before logging out. Fifth, we provide a Go to the Next Lesson button, which will take you to where you left off. And finally, you must complete the questionnaire at the end of the course. We'll talk a little more about that in a moment. A couple other things are that if you want to view a video, simply click the play button. If you're having trouble seeing the video, there's a button to expand it. And next to that is the volume control. There is also a pause button in the lower corner of the video screen. Let's talk for a moment about security and validation. At certain times during the class, you'll see a small window pop up. The window will ask for a bit of personal information that you gave when you enrolled in our course. Once you enter that information, you'll be allowed to proceed in the course. Once you've completed all the lessons and quizzes, you'll need to fill out a mandatory questionnaire that gives us the information we need to report to the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, the TDLR. This is so that we can issue you a certificate of completion, which you can then provide to the court and your insurance company. You'll also be asked to assess the quality and value of the instruction you received. But you'll receive your completion certificate whether or not you complete the course evaluation. Completing the questionnaire is helpful to us and to the TDLR. This information also must include the name of the court on your citation. You should also be aware that our state laws are always changing. Nothing in this course is meant as legal advice. The information presented here is not a substitute for the advice from a licensed attorney. Now let's look at traffic citations and driver safety courses in general. When you received your citation, the officer probably told you that you were being given a court date you had to appear for, and if not, you would be required to contact the court to either dispute the ticket or make arrangements to pay the fine. Also, you may have been told that you had the choice to take a class like this one. Part of that court process is making a plea. Here in Texas, you have 3 plea choices for a traffic citation. They are a guilty plea, a no contest plea, or a not guilty plea. If you plead guilty or no contest, you must either pay the fine or make payment arrangements. Once you've paid your fine and demonstrated financial responsibility, usually in the form of proof of liability insurance, you can ask the court for permission to take the driver safety course. From the time permission is granted and your plea set aside, you have 90 days to take the course and receive your copy of the Uniform Certificate of Driving Safety Course Completion. We cannot provide that certificate to the court. You must do that. Along with your certificate of completion, you must also obtain a copy of your driving record from the Department of Public Safety. The purpose of the copy of the driving record is to show that no other driving safety course was completed within the 12 months preceding the date of the offense. At the same time, you must give a written statement saying you weren't taking any other driver safety course on the date the request to the course was made. The statement also proves that you haven't completed such a course, even if it's not shown on your driving record, in the 12 months prior to the date of the offense. You can submit these documents either in person or by mail. If you sign up for a driver safety course and then fail to comply with the requirements for dismissal, the court will order you to appear and explain why you didn't complete the course. If you fail to appear and can't show good cause for not finishing the course, judgment can be imposed, requiring you to immediately pay the fine. If a court finds there is good cause, they may extend the deadline to present the Uniform Certificate of Course Completion. So when is a driver eligible for a driver safety course? With many courts, whether you can take a driver safety course for dismissal of a citation depends on what the citation was issued for. But to be eligible, you must be licensed in the state of Texas, or be a member or the spouse or dependent child of a member of the United States military on active duty, and have not taken part in a court-allowed driving safety course in the state of Texas in the 12 months prior to receiving the citation. You also must not have received the citation for certain driving offenses, such as speeding at 25 miles an hour or more over the posted speed limit, driving faster than 95 miles an hour, passing or attempting to pass a school bus, failing to stop and give information or render aid following a traffic accident, striking an unattended vehicle or fixture or highway landscape, any traffic offense committed in a construction and maintenance work zone while workers were present, or any other serious violation. You must also remember that if you had a commercial driver's license at the time of the citation, you're not allowed to ask for a driver safety course. But what are the real reasons for you to take this course? Well, there are some really good ones, like simply becoming a better driver. But for the most part, the immediate benefits of taking this course will take 2 forms. The first one is, once you've completed the course, you have driving points removed from your driving record for your violation. And the second reason is insurance costs. In Texas, restrictions can be placed on a driver's license based on getting driving points. But those driving points are also used by insurance companies for deciding whether to raise your insurance rates. Let's review the driving point system in Texas today. Texas has what's called the Driver Responsibility Program, or the DRP. The DRP is designed so each violation you receive contributes a set of number of points toward your driving record. The state can place sanctions on your driving privileges if you have either 4 moving violations or more within 12 months, or 7 moving violations or more within 24 months. For each conviction of a moving violation, a Texas driver receives 2 points. and 3 points for violations that result in a collision. There are other times when a driver's license can be suspended automatically. The state of Texas can also permanently revoke a driver's license if they determine it's necessary. The Texas Department of Public Safety can suspend or revoke driver's licenses for a number of reasons. They can include driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs, committing multiple traffic violations, having an accident resulting in injury, death, or more than $1,000 in property damage while uninsured, or being diagnosed as medically unable to drive. Other offenses and violations carry different suspension terms. If you drive while your license is suspended, you can also receive an additional suspension for the same duration as your current suspension. Following this video, there will be a short video that is required by the TDLR. This video of George Boyette explains how any attempt to misuse this program could result in severe penalties, as well as outlining several other important points by the state. One thing to note, though, is that Judge refers to the mailing of certificates of completion. Because this video was produced several years ago, some information regarding the mailing of completion certificates has changed. For our course, certificates of completion are emailed to you following verification of information that you enter for the completion questionnaire at the end of the course. Remember to pay particular attention to the fact that when providing your court information, you must provide the complete name of the court as it appears in your citation. Following Judge Boyette's video, we'll begin with a look at the traffic safety problem in America and here in our state of Texas.